Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's Friday. That means Friday Fright Night. Now, this is a segment that my good friend, the HorrorFreak 85, came up with, where we watch a certain horror movie based on a certain theme and do a review. This week's theme is revenge. So this week I picked The Final. Now, of course, this is one of the 8 films to die for in the 4th series of After Dark Horror Fest, which I'm quite fond of. I actually own a majority of the entries into this franchise. Now, The Final is a 2010 film which runs approximately 93 minutes and is directed by Joey Stewart. Now, the only thing I could find on him was one episode of Inspector Mom, which I've never heard of. Now, this stars Mark Donato as Dane. He was in a movie that I also quite liked called Bad Kids Go to Hell and Mind of Its Own. Joshua Washington as Curtis. He was in The Last Holiday. And he had a bit part in Enemy of the State with Will Smith. Whitney Hoy as Bridget. She was in the miniseries Petals on the Wind and Backlash. And Justin Arnold as Bradley. He was in a movie that I'm quite fond of called Knucklebones. It's kind of like a slasher comedy. And Psycho Killer Bloodbath. Now, this movie was made for $1 million, and it grossed about $1.5 million, so it did quite well. Some interesting things about the film. The director recorded the DVD commentary while drinking Pinot Noir, which is a red wine, and I really need to watch that because it sounded like he got pretty lit. This film is loosely based on real events, also. And the synopsis is as follows. There's a bunch of kids, I would say by a bunch, maybe 5 or 6, that are constantly bullied by the popular kids in school. They decided to put together a plan and get back the popular kids. And when I say get back, I mean they really do some harsh things. Now, Dane, who's the main character, who is played by Mark Donato, I believe, he inherits a house from his uncle. Now, he starts to put this plan together because all of his friends, of course, are getting bullied. And he sets up traps. And he is going to host it's kind of like a costume party, where the bullies actually don't know who's hosting it. From there, they're tied up and basically tortured and humiliated by the bully, or by the students that they bullied. Now, I happen to like this film. This is kind of like I'm surprised this movie didn't come off as more controversial because of the subject matter. With everything going on with the high school shootings and all that kind of stuff. I really like it. I can see where some people probably would have a problem with the content of the film, but I actually really like this film. It's acted pretty good. Everyone's convincing. The bullies are extremely convincing. And of course, you're rooting for the underdogs for a while, but you'll have to find out why. Yeah, have you seen the final? Definitely check this one out. It's one of the better films in the fourth series of After Dark Horror Fest. There's also one called Dread, which I really enjoyed as well. So, have you seen the final? Yeah, check it out. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.